Hello Gemini, welcome to your September 2025 reading. My name is NiJiLL and you have found Alchemy. Okay. I wanted to tell you we re-pulled the cards from your fall 2025 reading. I don't know if you listened to it, but you should. It's a brief we briefly touched upon September, October, November, your whole fall. We did an overview for the whole fall, and as promised, I re-pulled the cards just for September so we could sort of build a reading around those cards. I also would like to invite you to listen to your birthday reading. It's 3 blessings coming for Gemini with timing cards for 2025 and 2026. Okay. All that said, let's go. Now, I did go into some great detail about these cards in that reading, and I'm not going to redo that, but I am going to summarize this. So this way you're not completely lost if you haven't read it. This particular card is a version of the Death card. And as you can see, it does say 9-8 on here, right? And this particular card is one of 4 death cards in this deck, and this is called the Misery Collector, and it's probably the darkest of all the death cards in the deck, to be honest with you. So I invite you to, if only, to listen to all 4 of those cards that I go into detail about and the differences. Very interesting. If you're inquisitive about that, but I don't want to go too far into the weeds with this because we have a lot to cover. But this is still Pluto Scorpio energy. This is still number 13 in this deck. And this particular vision of death talks about our impact, the impact of our actions and our choices on the people and places around us. This alternate version of death shows this as an unstoppable force. There's an unstoppable force coming towards you here for sure. So there's that. And you do have here the 2 of Cups. Now the 2 of Cups is Venus in Cancer. We go into details in the other reading about the symbolism on this card, but the truth is here, this is you either coming together with another person, 2 people coming together, or this could be the sort of karmic fallout from a relationship. It could be a karmic fallout because of a situation and a relationship's impacted. But there is a 2 of Cups here, and this 2 of Cups always indicates a coupling, right? The next card up here is the Page of Cups in reverse. A rescinded offer. There could have been an offer on the table at one time. The offer is now rescinded. This is Mercury. The 2 of Cups is Venus in Cancer energy. This Page of Cups is Mercury in Cancer energy. An offer. This could be a temptation. Could be. The more I'm looking at this now, though, the more I'm thinking that this was an offer that was rescinded, a situation that has no more because of something that's gone on. I mean, this is the Misery Collector, right? You do have the Chariot coming in reverse, and the Chariot in reverse here is, the Chariot is in Cancer energy. The Chariot is generally fast, forward-moving energy, and when it's in reverse, it's the opposite, right? I mean, nothing moving forward. Definitely. There is expansion here on the table, but it's expansion through some sort of lesson learned. And you do have here you putting your efforts into something here, and this is something practical. This is the Eight of Pentacles. It's Mercury and Virgo energy, and it could be looked at as a rebuilding, or it could be looked at as just putting your energy into something that needs it, something that is going to pay off, something that you need to. This is like work that has to be done, and this is karma, justice. We talked about this. This could be the justice system. It could be taken very literally, or it just could be the misery collector, right? The karmic fallout of something. Absolutely could be here, Gemini. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Jupiter energy, which is that expansive energy. Lessons learned through expansion through lessons learned, basically, is the, the bottom line here. Also, this karmic justice could represent the sign of Libra. Could be, for sure. But man, what an interesting pull, and what an interesting card to pull. If you're going to pull the death card, that's an interesting card to pull. But look for something around the 8th. It looks like September 8th, there might be something going on here. So when we go over here, we see the sun. Well, that's nice to see. That's for sure. So you have the sun. This is pure Leo energy. You could have Leo highly aspected in your chart. You could be dealing with someone with Leo highly aspected in your chart, in their chart. However, the sun, when the sun comes out, it brings clarity with it. Whatever is hidden is now out in the open. Something that will move the clouds out of the way and provide crisp, clear vision into something. You pulled these 3 cards. One of them is the claw, and it says, be careful. Do not take any risks at this time. Be very careful. Be very careful. You have the wishbone, and it says a wish is granted. So through all this, there is some sort of thing that you wanted that is going to be granted to you, okay? And you have scissors here, and it says disappointment in some affair. So you have a lot going on. The September looks very interesting at the very least. I mean, it's typical Gemini energy, right? A lot going on. The sun is illuminating something that was once hidden. That is for sure, right? Because someone here has a window. Somebody here has a window into something. Now, this could be you looking through the window into something to see something crisp, or it could be others looking through glass at you. There is somebody looking through a window, and it's bright and sunny, and they can see very clearly what is really going on here. And you have fuel. It says fueling stop. Yeah, I mean, there is some sort of refueling going on, when, sort of regrouping, something that is being regrouped. You are taking a time out, maybe away from everyone. I don't know. It could be like that. But there is some sort of regrouping going on here. And you pulled these 2 cards, and one of them is you speaking. And this is my... it could be you, but it honestly could be somebody else. This is spells. Like, this is what my card of speaking spells. Now, this could be quite literal. Somebody speaking spells into, this could be someone working magic. Could be. But this also just could be you speaking. And when we speak, it is said that we speak spells. We speak things into existence. And this is more Leo energy here. And this is sort of the card of, something sexual. Not going to lie. I mean, I think that came out in your fall reading, right? There is something sexual here on the table. There is something, it doesn't have to be a woman, but it could be, right? For those of you who are attracted to women, there is a woman on the table, but if you yourself identify as a woman, this is you feeling extremely sexy under the light of the sun. There's definitely some highly sexual energy here on the table, right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, on this side you have frog transition. It says this is a powerful time of change. You are being called to connect with the world of emotions. Yes, 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 yes. But I'm just going to look at the idea that there is a transition going on. Transition is pure Scorpion energy, Pluto energy, death. It's the death card. It's the transition from something dying and something else being born, something else coming into existence. You have the evil eye here, and here it is. It's more, listen, for at least one of you, There is somebody working against you magically for sure. Okay. There could be someone casting a love spell. That could be part of it. Somehow I think that for many of you, this is separate energy, but it does. I really do think, and I understand that says protection, but I'm not feeling the protection. What I am feeling here is something else afoot here. You do have the number 66, and it says, I am positive. Yes, I don't know about being positive. Being positive is certainly important, but when I see the number 66, I immediately think of Gemini because I think of June, and I understand Gemini's in May as well. But there is something about the number 6 that is my number for Gemini in general here. You do have planner. And this is sort of like that Two of Wands energy, right? There is something you need to plan very, very carefully here. And September is the month to do it. You have the mask. And the mask came in sideways, right? And that is such a Geminian thing, isn't it, though? Right? And this is number 61. So there's that 6 again. You have a choice here to reveal what has been suppressed or to conceal what is sure to be rejected, or in your mind anyway, by others. This could represent a deception either by you or someone around you. Somebody is wearing a mask. There is a mask here on the table. You have the masculine ruin here, and this is pure Aries energy. It is Mars energy. It is the Mars is the planet of war, and it is also the planet of assertiveness, and it's also the planet of sexuality. So here you have, and this, by the way, is a yes. The answer is yes. There is a yes answer here on the table. You have W, B, and Q here on the table. Now, this could mean anything. It could be someone's initials. It could be a restaurant. It could be a street name. It could be a place you're going to. There is something about these letters. Either one of them or all of them will mean something to you by the end of the month here, Gemini. Down here, you have your 3 legs. And like I always tell you, these 3 legs your month is basically broken up into thirds. These legs can come in order, or they can come out of order, because we know tarot is not a science, right? So just so you know, that's what we're doing here. It's sort of situational, if that makes sense to you. Now, the larger cards, I do not take in reverse, but I take note of them when they come in reverse. So we have the 2. Well, we have the 2 of Wands, which is what I said up here, a planner, right? There's something that you should be planning. Spirit is sort of doubling down on this. It's Mars in Aries energy. And this is planning, decision making, stepping outside your comfort zone, maybe. The initial reversal, this card came in reverse. So the initial reversal could represent lack of focus initially, or the feeling of being overwhelmed, or the feeling of not believing that you could do something when you actually can, or perhaps not believing it and saying, well, I have no choice. I have to do this. So you turn it right side up, okay? This is the nature of the leg you're in here. You have, first card up, you have the Page of Wands. You have the Page of Wands coming in reverse. Mercury and Sagittarius energy. There is like either a lack of motivation, a lack of excitement. It could be impatience. There could be some fear tied to this, a fear of facing something. You do have here the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is Sun in Taurus energy. And, we know the King of Pentacles is always concerned about his future. And he, of course, could be a she. There are no genders in readings that are that are public readings like this, right? Group readings. But the truth is, the King of Pentacles is a force. He's Sun in Taurus, thinking about your future, long-term stability, making plans. What do I do? What do I do about X, Y, and Z, right? It's a concern, but there is a female figure here. Now, when I say this, it doesn't have to be someone who is gendered as female, right? There's two people coming together. One leans on their divine masculine, one leans on their divine feminine. Yes, they could be male and female, but there is someone here that is trying to think logically about their future and wondering about what's going on. And then there is someone here with a lot of emotion, with a cup in hand. This is a good person. This is Venus and Cancer energy. It's nurturing, welcoming. It's very sensual in some ways, but it's not. It could be this actual energy. It could be. It absolutely could be. Okay. There is a female figure here. Okay. There is definitely a female figure. And when I say that, you know what I'm talking about, right? There is a figure here, um, whose presence is very nurturing. Mm-hmm. Now here you have, yeah, well look, here we go. You have sexuality. And these cards at the bottom are undertones, right? So you have what's going on here, and then you have the undertone, and there is a sexual undertone of this situation of you and someone else coming together. Someone that's concerned about their future, and wondering what's next for me, where am I going to end up, or how do I get stability in the future? And there is somebody that is very nurturing and welcoming and warm. And there is a sexual undertone to this. And when we add this up and we break it down, it's really no surprise we get Venus, right? We get Venus energy. So yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. For sure. There is someone who may spark you here. There is definitely a spark going on. Let's see. Move that over a little bit so it gives us some room. Or leg 2. So for leg 2, you have here the 6 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles is Moon and Taurus energy. And as you can see, this is someone giving or receiving help, right? A redistribution of resources. Someone that's definitely trying to help one or two other people, and then there is someone receiving help from somebody. So, you could be either or here, Gemini. You could either be giving some help to people who need it or to people who you're responsible for, or there could be someone coming in to give help to you. You do have the 6, I like this, you have the 6 of Wands here, Jupiter and Leo energy, victory. It is the card of victory. It is the card of some sort of triumph. That is the card of overcoming an obstacle. So you could have overcame an obstacle. There's a redistribution of wealth or resources or something. And you do have the 4 of Swords. And this is rest. I mean, it could be rest after a period where you haven't been resting. The 4 of Swords, Jupiter and Libra energy, withdrawing and resting your mind and your soul. You do have, wow, the Death card again. I mean, this one's much lighter, right? Scorpio energy, transition from an old life to a new one. Something's dying. Something is dying here, for sure. You have 2 number 6s in this pull, and that is resolving past issues, transitioning from conflict and struggle towards calmness. And here you have number 9. How teachable are you? And, that is the undertone. The undertone is, what have you learned from this situation? It's really important to pull that apart when you're alone with yourself. What have I learned? There's a situation here on the table. All right. And it's going to be different for all of you, but I have to tell you, there is a teachable moment here. There is something that you're supposed to learn. And when we add this up and we break it down, we do get the number 11, which is that bridge. There is a bridge, transition over and over again, something being illuminated, something being rebalanced. Definitely. There is a love interest here involved in this situation. There is a mask that you have to decide upon. There is negative energy being sent towards you from a source. Let's look at your final leg here. So on your final leg, you do have the World card, and the World card, as we know, is a completion, right? It is fixed energy. It is Jupiter energy, but it is a completion. It's an achievement, or it is just the end of the world that you have come to know, and a new world being born. Now, this did come in reverse, and that initial reversal indicates this is something you may be fighting against, or you may have fought against, right? You do end up accepting it. It does come in the upright ultimately, but this is something that you may not have wanted for yourself, but this is coming no matter what. It's the unstoppable force of that Death card, for sure. You do have you have the Tower coming in, right with the world, the tower, another major arcana, but we know the tower, right? It is Mars, Aries energy. It's more of this Mars energy. Destruction, but this is destruction of something that was built on a faulty foundation. This was something that wasn't built correctly, that was built wrong. It was just built wrong. And you have here the Five of Wands, and this is Saturn in Leo energy. And the Five of Wands is, as we know, challenges, conflict. And this conflict could be inside you. You could be going through a lot of internal conflict on this leg. This could be external conflict, people around you. It could be both. But there's conflict here on the table. You do have Temperance, and this is really no surprise, in reverse. Sagittarius energy, impatience, discord, imbalance. There is a need for healing here. There is a need for healing. And what's fascinating, we talked about the mask here. You pulled a card that says, take off your mask. And this one says, say what you mean. Take off your mask. Say what you mean. This is the undertone. This is the undertone of this whole leg. Be honest. I think that if you take off the mask, say what you mean, say really what you mean, I think that it's going to be good for you. I think it's going to be good for you in so many ways that it's not, I won't even cover them during this reading. It's going to make this easier for you. It's going to make this rebirth so much better and easier and smoother for you. There is something you need to learn here. And part of it has to do with the mask that you've been wearing, because the mask came out twice, Gemini. It just did. And when we add this up and we break it down, we get Uranus energy, which is Aquarius energy. And that is a force of disruption, right? It's unsettling shifts, unexpected change. It could be liberating if you play your cards right. And you have two number fives here, which is challenges and conflict in general, right? Now, when we move over here to you, these are your challenges for the month, all right? This is your challenge column. Number one, you have the Page of Wands. Where did I see the Page of Wands? Right there. You see how the Page of Wands is in reverse here? Your challenge is to turn this upright, right? So you have Mercury and Sagittarius energy again from leg one. Getting excited about your future may be a challenge for at least part of this month, okay? You have here the Strength card. I like that. That's more Leo energy. There's a lot of Leo energy in this reading. Gathering the strength to do what you have to, gathering the courage to do what you have to. This is a major arcana. This could be a challenge for you. It would be a challenge for anyone. You have the Queen of Wands here, and the Queen of Wands is Jupiter and Sagittarius energy, and this is a very sensual energy. It's a temptation that will present a challenge to you. I'm pretty sure we covered that in your fall reading. There's a lot of sexual energy on the table for the fall, but this is it coming from a source, right? There's a source. It's just pure sexual energy. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Saturn. Capricorn, Aquarius energy, lessons from the past, karma, karmic ties, karmic lessons. So opportunity, Eight of Wands. Getting the hell out of Dodge, right? But it's this side of it. And you know what's interesting? It's this side of the Eight of Wands, right? And this is your opportunity section. And this is Mercury and more Mercury and Sagittarius energy, a period of reflection and planning rather than movement. Because if you move, it'll be messy. And I do think it's that Four of Swords energy that we talked about throughout this reading. Definitely reflecting before you take action. You do have the Judgment card coming down here. The Judgment card with the Justice card could be a legal situation. It could be. I mean, it's Pluto energy. And Pluto energy is the death card. It's the death, it's rebirth, it is renewal. It could be spiritual awakening. It could be judging yourself and moving forward with this clear sun energy. You know what happened. You know what your part in this was, whatever this is. You are judging yourself. But this very well could be a legal matter. But this is an opportunity here. There is an opportunity somehow wrapped up in this. There is. And I'm constantly wrecking these cards. I hate it. And here, your last, interesting, you have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is up here. And here, as an opportunity, you have a choice, right? Whether to Mercury and Cancer, whether about that offer that we presented here in the fall. You're going to have a choice about this. You're going to make a decision about this. It's coming in sideways. So this is a decision you yourself have to make. This is an opportunity. It's not going to be something that's shoved upon you. It's not going to be something that you have to take. It's not going to be something that you're forced to reject. This is something that you're going to have to decide upon. And what's fascinating is when we add this up and we break it down, we get Pluto energy again. So you have death all over this reading. And, we know the death card means just death of the world as you know it into a whole different a whole different world, for sure. Now, when we look at your numbers, it's even more interesting because when we add everything up and we break it down, we get Neptune energy, which really it's not shocking, right? That Pisces energy isn't shocking. Neptune is very confusing. There is a disillusionment going on. It's the opposite of the sun. So for parts of this month, you may be very confused, very disillusioned, right? The number 4 came out the most. That is Uranus energy, Aquarius energy, unexpected change. The planets that came out the most that were neck and neck were Mercury, which is your ruling planet, and Jupiter, which is that expansive energy. The sign that came out the most was Leo. That's sun energy. So it's a lot. Usually we have doubles and triples and sometimes even quadruples, but you have a lot going on, You have Uranus, which is unexpected change, Aquarius energy. You have Neptune, which is confusion, Pisces energy. You have Mercury, which is your energy, forcing you to communicate, forcing you to look at things in a very Geminian way. And you have Jupiter, which is expansion. Whether you're ready for it or not, your world is expanding. And you have the sun, which is the sun. There is going to be a spotlight on something that was once hidden. Now it is out in the open. The cat's out of the bag. Fascinating energy here, Gemini, for sure. I really do wish you the best, Dan. This is probably the most interesting reading so far, of course. And I wish you the absolute best. This is something I'm really looking forward to doing in October, because I know your whole fall was like that. It was just riddled with all kinds of interesting things. Anyway, I wish you nothing but the best. Please listen to your birthday reading, and I will see you next time.